Can I tell you something? I was so nervous about seeing you. Before I left my apartment, I put roll-on antiperspirant all over my body.
Really?
Yeah, if sweat starts squirting out the top of my head, you'll know why.
I'm sorry to put you through that.
Oh, it's okay. I've been trying to force myself to do things that make me scared.
What else have you been thinking about doing?
Well, let's see. I'd love to be able to tell the lady who cuts my hair that I don't like bangs.
I like your bangs.
Oh, thanks. I like them too.
Hey guys, so today is going to be a social anxiety update. So my last social anxiety video was last year around this time, so now I'm feeling my yearly update. Anyway, so I wrote a couple notes down, and I'm just gonna start from the beginning and give you guys a little refresher about where I came from and my journey. And if you look at the last video and look at now, you'll definitely know and see the change in confidence and everything. So I encourage you to watch the last video before you watch this video, and we're gonna get right into it. So, brief summary. I think where my social anxiety first developed was when I started grade school, basically, and I was basically bullied from I don't want to say pre-A. My first experience probably 3rd grade when I got dumped into a trash can, and then till 12th grade, so when I graduated high school. And basically simple things like I couldn't really do anything without my friends. Like I would be eating my lunch in the bathroom because I wouldn't be able to go to the cafeteria by myself and my friends didn't come to school, you know what I mean? Certain things like that. Let's see what else. Problems on the school bus. I always had problems on the school bus, particularly because I believe that, you know, if you see me at school, you would never know that I live in a gigantic house. Well, I used to live in a really big house that looked like I came from a wealthy family, which I did. But my dad, the way he raised us, he would never like buy us name brand shoes or make us like go in the flyest clothes to school, because he wanted us to know, and he wanted to teach us that those things aren't important. So yeah. The only time I would have problems is when I would be on the school bus and I was the first stop and people knew where I lived. And you would never know where I live unless you rode the bus. Like I said, if you go to school, you would never know that I came from a wealthy family. So yeah, those were where problems started, you know. My mom came on the bus, almost fought a student. I'm glad she did it, but yeah, it was bad. I got things thrown at me when I left the bus stop for no apparent reason. I sat all the way in the front seat. I didn't bother anybody. They were all the way in the back seat, and they just had a problem. I assumed they were jealous. So yeah, and basically that's where my anxiety, I think, developed, when I started getting bullied in school. Now, after high school. So after high school, of course, you know, you want to get a job, start school, college, university, whatever. So I got my first job at a fast food place, Wendy's, and I noticed like how I felt, and I was just so anxious. Like I would be sweating, and you know, that's pretty much normal for somebody on their first day of something new, but it was different because I don't know. It's a new setting, you know, new environment, you know what I mean? I'm not really familiar with anybody. I don't really know anybody, so yeah, it was hard. And it wasn't like only the first week, and once people even got to know me, I would still have anxiety, like going into work every day and just facing everybody. And I don't know, I grew up as a shy kid, so I don't really say hi first, you know. You have to pretty much come to me if you want to get to know me. I'm a cool person, but you have to come to me to get to know me, you know. and I come off shy, and sometimes coming off shy can seem like you come off stuck up, but you're really just a nervous wreck. So you can't go up to people, or it's hard for you to go up to people and talk, right? I experienced a little bit of hatingness, I guess, when I started my first restaurant job at Ruby Tuesdays, right? When I first started there, of course, I was anxious, I was very quiet, and sometimes people can take advantage of that when you're quiet. It makes it seem like you know, can't stick up for yourself, basically. So people will run all over me, try to talk to me any type of way, and since I was shy, I would let it happen, you know. And a group of girls, they would just be so rude sometimes, and then they know what they were doing, and they know that I'm shy, and yeah, it was just a mess. But anyway, for like, I don't know, I would get comfortable like around the 3rd or 4th month. Like that's when I would start talking to people, not after the first week. And I'm just very quiet to myself type person, so yeah. And the result of that, it got even worse after high school, because since I started off hosting, right, and then I went into serving, and of course you talk to people, you see and know, you're talking to people every day, and they're new, and it's new for you, so that can cause anxiety, because you're always wondering about what they think about you, how they might think you look, you know. You're worried about if you're gonna stumble across your words, what you should say when you come to the table. I don't know, like anything. When you have social anxiety, you're worried about any and everything somebody might be telling you, or somebody might be thinking about you. These are real things, guys. It's not something made up in your head. People go through social anxiety every single day. Another thing that women experience is catcalls. Catcalls is something like a group of guys, you're walking down the sidewalk to work, group of guys, they're just waiting, they're just looking at you very seductively, and ooh, that's what they do. Ooh, like whistle, ooh, hunty, like ooh, mommy, like they would just be very, you know, vocal about how you look. Ooh, look at that sexy body, blah, blah, blah. And that's something you're probably gonna have to get used to as a woman or girl, because that happens. Like, you can't avoid it, especially if you live in like a city where there's a lot of people. You're gonna get catcalls. You can't avoid it. So that would make me very anxious, because I don't know, like my heart would just be beating so fast, and I wouldn't even want to go outside anymore, because it would just be too much for me. Like, I can't endure all that attention, you know what I mean? Like, all that attention at once from a group of people. I can't do that. And it's very hard for me. And in result, I stopped going out, I stopped looking good, and just putting effort into my look, you know what I mean? And that really affected my self-esteem. I had low self-esteem, so. And also, I went to college, and when I went to college, I don't know, I didn't put effort in my look, and I would be a nervous wreck going into class, and I would sit in the back of the class. Usually I'm very productive in class. I would sit in the front. Now I chose to sit in the back, not really engage in conversation and in classroom discussions. And I would just be I was at a very low point, guys, and that was the lowest point I've ever been in my life. I had little to no confidence. didn't dress well, partially due to financial issues. I didn't really have anything decent to wear to class every other day. Well, every day really, because I went to class 4 days a week, every week. And I didn't really have anything to wear. And it just really took a toll on my self-esteem. And if you're like me, sorry, I'm a throat itch. If you're like me and you have, you don't really have that much clothes to wear, I would opt for online classes and things like that, because you really don't have to see anybody. But then again, that could make your social anxiety worse, because having social anxiety, you really don't want to see anyone. You don't even want to step out the house. If you could just stay here, order Uber Eats for the rest of your life, and only just go to the bathroom and just do everything online, that would probably be like great. But at the same time, it's not, because you're hindering yourself from growth, and that's not good. You always want to keep growing and get, strengthen your weaknesses, basically. So, going to class was a problem. I couldn't really pay any attention because I was always concerned about what others think of me, what they may have been saying. Oh, look at her raggedy sweatpants and her beat up Uggs. Guys, I was looking busted going to class. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was looking busted. My eyelash, what's going on with there? Sorry guys. I was in a rush putting on makeup. Yeah, guys, I was looking busted, and in result, I failed that class. That was biology. I ended up failing that class. I did well in the other because I got like C. That's not okay for me. C's are not good, in my opinion. I strive for A's and B's. In the result, I ended up failing the classes, and yeah. Another thing is smoking weed. In result of me having social anxiety and being so stressed about everything, I started to smoke weed more. And I'm talking heavy smoking, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, all back over again the next day, before class, after class, 2 hours later, 3 hours later. Like, it was a lot of weed that I was consuming. And you may think this was probably making my social anxiety a little more bearable, but actually it was making it worse, because everybody is different when it comes to marijuana. Yes, some people may argue marijuana is a medicine, and I feel as though that's true as well, but for me, it was hindering my progress to be social, because for me, like, everything that marijuana you may benefit from marijuana. For me, I don't benefit. Like, some people, they can smoke and then go straight to sleep. I can't do it. We'll sleep till about 4 hours later when the highs came completely down. That's when I'm falling asleep. I can't just knock out when I smoke weed, and that was a problem, because now I'm sleep deprived, and I'm paranoid, and I'm anxious, and I'm not healthy. I'm eating whatever the hell I want, very terribly, not consuming any fruits or vegetables. It was really bad, and my anxiety, it just worsened. It made it 10 times worse. And because when I smoke weed, like, my mind is racing. Some people may be calm when they smoke weed. My mind is racing 100 miles per hour. Like, it's hard for me to process. Like, if you ask me like some deep shit when I'm high as shit, I'm not gonna be able to respond to you, because I'm just so damn high. And when I'm sober, my mind is racing too. My mind is always racing. I have a bad habit of daydreaming, so that didn't make it any better either. And yeah, when I smoke weed, 20 times worse. So yeah, that's a little bit of my anxiety story and where I came from. And on top of that, I was in a terrible, terrible relationship where this guy was treating me so terribly, treating me like shit. And I even tried to explain to him what was going on with me. He wasn't really responsive to that. He didn't really try to, help out or anything. It was very terrible, and that brought my self-esteem even lower and lower. And on top of that, I had got fired from Ruby Tuesdays, and it was hard for me to get another job because I didn't want to. This may seem very lazy, but I'm telling you, like, it's the anxiety. Like, you can't, it's something about going out and talking to new people, and you just can't do it. Like, excuse me guys, my nose ringing. You can't do it because it's so nerve-wracking. You may just think about what to say and stumble across what you may say. Like, say I go to a front desk and I'm like, yes ma'am, I had an interview for 4 p.m. As soon as I would get there, I would freeze up and I would just be like, yes ma'am. And it doesn't help when people are rude. So, yes ma'am, instead of saying yes ma'am, I'm here for an interview at 4 o'clock, I would just be like, flip through my papers or something like that. Is so and so here? Yes. I had an interview. I'll be thinking about what to say so much that I would forget what I had in mind, and the anxiety will start building up because she's looking at me like I'm crazy and I know I have anxiety, and I'm thinking like, oh, what if she knows I have anxiety? It's a hot mess. Like, guys, I was a hot mess. I'm telling you, I was a hot mess. It was bad, guys. It was bad, really bad. I've come up with some tips to just start clean and fresh, and basically how to combat your anxiety, because I still have anxiety, don't get me wrong. I just learned how to combat it and deal with it on a daily basis, because this is a daily thing. And yeah, step number 1 is detox. I suggest you get a good night's sleep one day, and I know sleep is like another issue, but just spend 30 minutes away from your phone, any electronics, sleep. There's some apps on iPhones to help you sleep, and just try to get some sleep. Wake up in the morning, do a detox. I'll leave a recipe down below, a detox recipe that me and my mom used to do. It's really good. Get at least 8 hours of sleep. Cutting down on the weed if weed is a problem, because not everybody, it sometimes can help you. But if weed seems to worsen your social anxiety, cut back on it, okay? Another thing, you have to be secure about who you are. If you're some weird, quirky girl or guy, embrace that. Embrace who you are, because if you don't, if you don't know who you are, you don't have to know exactly who you are, but have an idea, because I'm still young. I'm still trying to figure out who I am every single day. I'm learning things about myself every single day. And also, a 40-year-old person is learning about themselves every single day too. We're constantly learning. So be secure of who you are. If you're 21 like me, you have an idea of who you are, okay? So be secure with that. Don't let anybody let you feel bad about who you are. And if they do, cut them off. Surround yourself with people that like you and you like them, and it's positive energy all around, okay? You need to set a routine, a healthy routine that includes exercise. You have to incorporate some type of exercise. That helped me so much. I'm telling you guys, this may seem like simple, easy steps, but it improved. I improved my social anxiety so much just by these steps. I'm telling you guys. I promise you, if you do these things, incorporate exercises every morning, 20 minutes of yoga. You know what I mean? Easy. In unfamiliar settings, close your eyes. In unfamiliar settings where you get nervous, of course, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Woosah. Look at a picture or object or anything. Count to 10. While taking deep breaths. Look at that object. Still feel anxious? Look at another object. Take your mind off of what you may think somebody is thinking about you, because that's all it is. And hopefully that will calm you. And another thing, who gives a fuck? I was telling you, this was my last social anxiety. Who gives a fuck about what people think? Okay? Who gives a fuck? So what if you stutter? When they go home at night, they're not going to be thinking about that. They're not going to be thinking about you. And if they are, fuck them. Simply fuck them. Yeah, so close your eyes, take a look at an object until you become calmer. Last tip I have, which is very simple but very effective, is chewing gum. Now, you may think, oh, chewing gum. But trust me, guys, it has helped me. Like, I started my new job recently, actually. It was the same facility but different location, if that makes sense. So it was still new people to me, but I knew how to do the job. It was just new surrounding and new people, you know. So I'm like, okay. The first day I stuttered. I went up to the host stand and I'm like, do you know, I just stuttered and it was just bad. And they were just looking at me like I was crazy. But the next day I walked in and I was chewing gum, and for some reason that took my mind off of what other people's thinking. Like, cause I don't know, when you chew gum, it's different. Like, you just gotta try it. When you chew gum, it's different because it's like, it's sort of like a distraction almost. So yeah, chewing gum has definitely helped me. And right now I've been doing really good at my new job. My first week I went out with a couple of coworkers, which never happens. We went out for a drink, that never happens. I don't ever make friends the first week, you know. But I stepped out of my comfort zone. I said, you know what, this is gonna be a new start. I'm in a new place, I'm in a new environment. I'm not gonna let my social anxiety affect my workplace, because at the end of the day, you're there to work. And I'm not gonna let it affect my life and my youth and my happiness. So, first girl I saw, I was like, hi, my name is Tiana, nice to meet you. I'm a transfer from da-da-da location. And she's like, hi, I'm Mayana, nice to meet you. And friend number one, talk to people, engage in what they're saying. Try to, like I said, engage in what they're saying. And you'll find yourself get a little more acquainted and comfortable with people. That's the whole idea. Get comfortable. Realize that everyone's a human being and we all make mistakes. Who are they to judge you, and who are you to judge them? We're all human, you know? So, yeah, this is pretty much the end of this video. It's been about 20 minutes now about me venting, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you liked our tips. I had an idea about a video, growing up shy. I wanted to do that. Yeah, I think that would be good for people, of course, who grew up shy. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace, love.
And I'm gonna go. Maybe I I could do one more scary thing before I go and give you a kiss goodbye. You know, if that's okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Panic attack, maybe next time.
I'm counting that as foreplay.